Then Road Dogg X-Pac and Tori come to the ring, and Road Dogg does his pre-match stick, another one with some pre-match stick to do. They do a big old suck it, which everyone cheers along with, even though they are the heels, which I think in this day and age I would give a proper criticism of, because they should not be courting that kind of reaction, and I therefore need to give the same criticism to this, because that was very silly. Which brings us Kane and Rikishi against D-Generation X, the Road Dogg and X-Pac. This one ends when Kane tombstones X-Pac and gets the pin. This was at the culmination of a long feud between Kane and X-Pac that had gone on, I think, since the previous Survivor Series. It wasn't really a particularly auspicious way of ending the feud. 4 minutes long, this tag team match, and Kane and Rikishi make for a very strange tag team partners in general, all a bit odd. After the match, there's some stuff with Too Cool. They arrive and try to get Rikishi to dance. The chicken then from last year arrives, last year's WrestleMania. He wants to join in, everyone presuming that this is Pete Rose. Rikishi, Too Cool, and the chicken do the dance. Then Kane grabs the chicken, but it turns out that the chicken's not Pete Rose, because Pete Rose then turns up from behind with a baseball bat, but Rikishi stops him from hitting Kane, and then Kane gives him a chokeslam. Then Rikishi stink faces him. So Pete Rose is a glutton for punishment, apparently. Stephen?
I agree with you about the heel stuff. That really grated on me, but didn't grate on me as much as Jim Ross saying that Rikishi will back that ass up in perhaps the lowest moment of his on-air career, and that includes his face being shoved directly into Vince McMahon's anus.
There wasn't really a lot to this. I mean, Rikishi gave sort of a cutter at one point, which I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting for him. Other than that, yeah, I absolutely can't stand the stink face. I feel sorry for any performer who's ever had to take that. Just, yeah, you're having a fat guy's ass shoved in your face. Just not good. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to it. Match was short, so at least there's that. And yeah, considering it was meant to be a big feud between Kane and X-Pac, what a way to call it a day.
I did notice when Rikishi gave the stink face to Pete Rose, he did it in a less wedged in way. Just put it that way.
He didn't back that ass up that much.
No, he backed it up, but he backed it up lower down so that his chin was above all the nasty stuff. So I did notice that. A couple of just random thoughts here. First of all, Tori not being part of D-Generation X induction into the Hall of Fame I thought was a bit wrong. China should have been part of it as well, of course, but both of them played a pretty significant role for quite a long time. Tori in particular was there for a good 18 months in the faction, or about thereabouts, so she probably should have been in there with them. No mention at all of her, unfortunately.
Didn't even think of that, actually. Nice one.
Also, this is where for me Austin and Undertaker's presence is lacking most, because this match would never have existed if they were around. I get the impression that certainly Rikishi and Too Cool should have been in a match together. The fact that Too Cool teamed with China and Rikishi was then teaming with Kane doesn't make an awful lot of sense.